Welcome. In front of me is OnePlus 12, and today I'll show you how you can bypass the Google verification on this phone. Now, to get started, number one, I'm going to mention that this phone is locked. You can see the pattern right here that I would need to verify it with, or I would have to use Google account. So one of those methods is basically my verification method. But in any case, that's just a little pointer. One thing that we will need, or two things, is first, internet connection. So connect your locked device to your Wi-Fi network. And then another thing that you will need is a secondary phone. This is needed, unfortunately, for the process. So any kind of Android device with Google Play services will work. So yeah, that's about all we need. Now, moving that to the side, one more thing, you do need to have access to that secondary device, obviously. In any case, moving on, we can start off by either progressing forward if you're at the beginning of the setup, or if you were already on the verification portion, you'd go back to the Wi-Fi connection page. Now here, just make sure that you are connected to your network, and the next thing that you want to do is click on an eye icon. So we have to do it on our on the network that we are connected to. Here we're gonna select share. I am gonna hover my hand over the screen just so I don't kind of show the password for Wi-Fi network and all that stuff. So anyway, just share right here. There is password visible, so I am going to keep my hand right here. Next, you want to select a nearby right over here. I'm going to select continue, allow, and then you have the button right here, need help sharing. There we go. Hopefully on the way back I won't forget to block this view. In any case, here you want to click on the three dots and then select share article and choose. Let me quickly make sure what we need to choose. Okay, so we're gonna select messages, gonna select new message. Then in the field 2, which is selected by default, just slap in any kind of numbers. They don't really matter. Once you have done so, it automatically just creates a message, as you can see, to this selected number that you have typed in, and then automatically pastes the article in here. Now you want to get rid of this one, and then type in youtube.com. Now, one important thing, you do need to actually add the extension www. If you don't, it will open up YouTube in a pop-up view, which doesn't give us all the options that we need access to. By adding this extension, it will then open up YouTube in an actual full application form factor, which is what we need. Anyway, select send. And I do want to also point out there is no SIM card in this device, so I'm not sending this to literally anyone, and this number isn't a real number, as you can see, but it still tries to send the message and gives us this message pop up right here. It's just trouble sending, as there is nothing that would allow this message to be sent. But in any case, we can then interact with it. So I'm gonna click right here to load, tap to load preview, and then just click on the image of YouTube. I can select allow, doesn't really matter. And next, we're gonna click right over here on the account icon. From here, settings, about, and Google privacy policy. We're gonna continue without an account. No thanks. And next, you want to tap on the search bar and navigate to HardReset.Info/bypass. So like this. If you need a moment to copy this link, do pause the video. Let's give it a second. So in here, we're gonna, there we go, scroll down. Once we actually can scroll down and get rid of this. There we go. So in here, we are looking for settings up, and just click on this and it opens up your phone settings from the web browser, which is pretty nice. And then in here we're gonna navigate to home screen and lock screen, home screen layout, and as you can see this glitches and closes up the setting and also closes down the setup of the device. Next, you want to navigate to an application called Clone Phone. So we can swipe to the right and it should be somewhere in here. Oh, there we go, and it's right over here. So tap on it. Then we're gonna select that this is a new device. Allow. You don't need to allow all of it. There we go. Migrate data from other Android, and this generates a QR code that we can then connect to. So this phone is now ready and prepped. Next, let's just lock it for the time being, move it to the side, and grab our other device. Now I am going to be using a Realme phone for people that are curious, but like I said, you can use any other device. You could use Huawei, you could use Samsung. It really does not matter. So with that being said, here we're gonna navigate to our Play Store. Gonna lower down the brightness a little bit. There we go. And in the search bar in Play Store, you are looking for Clone Phone. And there's a couple different options. We are looking for the OnePlus. So you can see it's labeled OnePlus and also right here. So click on it, select install. Let's try that again. If not, I'm gonna just grab a different phone. Yep, for some reason I can't. So let's see, does this one have a Google account? Now, I will be honest, I'm not sure why I can't really install this. Let's try installing something else, just to make sure that this is just a... Yep, this one apparently installed. So why not this one? Yeah, I have no clue. Okay, so it looks like Realme just gives me some kind of shit problem for no reason. Let's see this one. So this is a Oppo in this case that I just have laying around. Come on. Okay, this one just doesn't find anything. This is getting interesting. So I will need to grab another device. Okay, here is another phone. Let's see if this one will work. Oh, there we go, we have the application visible right here. Apparently it's already also installed, so that's pretty nice. But obviously, we'll just go through the installation process like I tried on the other device, but for some reason it didn't work. Now this is the first time I have encountered such a problem, so I'm not sure how prevalent this problem is. This device, I believe, is just too old, and that's why it didn't really show up. But this is also like a very budget device, and you can see we can use the application right here. Anyway, we're gonna select open. Now, don't have any kind of pop-ups, so you know what I'm gonna do? Go back, I'm gonna select uninstall, just so we have the same kind of experience. By freshly installing it, it will give me all the pop-ups that you will probably see on your end as well. So let's select agree and continue, settings, allow. Now, different devices, manufacturers specifically, might have different kind of pages visible when you're selecting things like this. So allow modifying system settings. For instance, on Samsung, this would open up a list of different applications and flash the option that you need to enable. So just look for the specific application and whatever the toggle is next to it to enable it. So whatever you're enabling, if you have multiple options, just look for cloned phone out of the list and enable whatever it shows up with. Now once you have done so, at least on this device, we're going to need to go back. Again, we're going to select settings, enable, go back, start migrating, settings. So here's the list. In here, we're looking for clone phone, which should be somewhere at the top. There we go. Again, settings, allow, go back. While using the app, allow, and okay, and allow. So right now you can see that we do have a camera visible. So what you want to do is go back to your other device and grab your unlocked device and scan this QR code. Should at this point start connecting these two devices, as you can see, and it did. Now I'm gonna quickly check what we need to migrate. Okay, so we're gonna unselect everything by clicking right over here, and then you want to navigate to apps right over here. Just click on the text, not the select option, and in here find any kind of application that you can move over. So I'm gonna just select the first one, which is Allegro. You might look for some other application if you don't see whatever I'm selecting. Obviously this is a custom application that I've installed, but you can look for any kind of application that comes pre-installed with the device, or you could look for whatever takes the least amount of space. As you can see, we have things like 60 megabytes, 80, 100. So look for whatever is taking the least amount of space, which will just make this process a little bit quicker. Once one application is selected, you can go back once to the page, and we do need to click on the check mark, so make sure you do that. Once you select it, you have a check mark right over here. And from here, we're just gonna start migrating. Okay, done. So we're done with this device. Let's move it out of the way. Resume. Okay, let's see what we were resuming. Now it does show us that migration report success 0, failed 1. It does not matter. It tried to migrate and it already achieved what we'll need it to do, which we can now select the done option. This takes us to the unlocking method. So we are now back in the setup screen of the phone, but here we can now continue the setup after you do the verification. So we just skipped basically part of the setup. So we're gonna select skip right here, later, done, get started. This opens up our fully set up device now on the home screen. And from here, you just want to navigate to settings, scroll down, select, is it right here? Nope. Select additional settings, and then backup and reset, reset phone, erase all data, or whichever option. You can erase or keep the eSIM even if you don't have any, it doesn't really matter. See, we're gonna so it automatically begins formatting itself. I don't think I can stop this anymore. Yep. And once that's finished, this will take only like less than a minute, we will be presented with setup screen once again. Now the reason we are going through this, even though we have access to settings and we had access to home screen before, is for the specific reason that when the device is actually set up and you access settings and do a factory reset like I just did, it forces the device to get rid of all of the protection that was put on the device prior to that. So it would remove the verification methods that were previously used on this device and hence fully unlock itself. Now, this wouldn't work if you're glitching the setup screen. The device does know that it's still, or at least thinks that it's still in a setup, even though you have a home screen visible. And same goes for the settings. When we opened it up through browser, we could have gone through reset of it through settings, but again, that wouldn't work because we still had the setup available, or at least the device still thought that it's in the setup process. So it would still retain this kind of memory of the previous screen locks and Google accounts. But now that we have gone through a reset through settings when the device was already fully set up, we have now a fully unlocked device. And you can see there's no more lock icon right here, so I can go through this setup really quickly, just so you can see this in action. I'll be skipping Wi-Fi page, which I can do so because the device is unlocked. And there we go. So, if you found this video helpful, or actually, before I do that, I should also mention that this basically works for OnePlus, but this method might also work for other Android 14 devices, so that is something to keep in mind. I have done this with OnePlus, but like I said, it could work with Android 14s as well. So if you have not a OnePlus device, but just like Android 14, you could try this, and there's a chance it actually might work. I haven't checked it out just yet myself, but I'm pointing that out to other people. So anyway, with that being said, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.